Hey guys, welcome to Tabletop Warbands. In this video we are playing Warhammer 40k in a 500 points match that sees Astra Militarum vs Space Marines. I'm Simone and I will play Astra.
Hi, I'm Andrea and I will play the Space Marines. Before we started, if you are subscribed to the channel, welcome back. If you are not subscribed yet and want to help us, join our growing community now by clicking on the subscribe button. And don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss the next battle reports. Thank you guys.
Today's mission is Ascension. The two armies will have to deploy within these two areas. There are 5 objectives and they are arranged in this way. As secondary objectives, Astra have chosen Slay the Warlord, Domination and First Strike, while the Space Marines have Assassinate, Oaths of Moment taken from the Astartes Codex, and Ascend, taken from the mission. The match will last 5 rounds, at the end of which whoever has accumulated more victory points will win. Both armies start with 3 command points as both are organized as combat patrol.
Before introducing you to the Space Marine units, I want to advise you to watch the video until the end, because we will need your help. You will have the possibility to name one of the units of the Ultramarines army. But now, let's move on to the description of the armies. A communication from the Adeptus Administratum arrived. They discovered the existence of an Astra Militarum regiment with possible xenocontamination and requested immediate action. The regiment, commanded by Primaris Lieutenant Souther, immediately went to the coordinates marked and found their target. Although indeed, they look like normal people. But you know, orders are orders. It's time to begin the purge. My Space Marines belong to the chapter of the Ultramarines. Their chapter tactic increases the leadership by 1, which basically means that I won't have to take moral tests. Even more useful is the rule that allows 2 units that fell back to fire, but with a -1 to the hit rolls. The general of the army is Primaris Lieutenant Souther, armed with a mastercrafted power sword and a bolt pistol. As warlord trait, I chose Champion of Humanity to deal with Simone's characters. As a relic, he has the Armor Indomitus, which adds a wound, gives him a save characteristic of 2+, and once per battle, he can activate a force field which grants him a 3+ invulnerable save until the end of the phase. The core of my detachment are 2 Assault Intercessor units, the 5th and the 6th squad, made up of 5 models each and both armed with heavy bolt pistol and Astartes chainsword. Supporting the infantry is an Outrider squad. These 3 bags will be essential for controlling the battlefield and flank the Astra, putting them in trouble with their 14-inch movement. And finally, a multi-melt armed ATV Invader. This is the only heavy weapon available to this army. This means that he is the only one capable of destroying the Astra's vehicles. I will have to try to make the most of it.
My army has been on this planet for several months and has managed to identify possible xenocontamination affecting an Astra Militarum regiment protecting the planet's governor. As usual, they communicated information to the Adeptus Administratum, revealing them the coordinates of their own position and the possible position of the contaminated regiment. Finally, a contingent of Space Marines is arriving to help them. What I don't understand is why they are coming to us in combat gear. I have a bad feeling. The army general is a tank commander named Faustus, and he has 0 sense of humor. He is feared and hated by his men, but so far no one has ever tried to contradict him. Faustus leads a Leman Russ armed with a battle cannon, 3 heavy bolters and a heavy stabber. As general trait, the commander has tank cases, up armored, which gives the Leman Russ a 2+ save. His second in command is Company Commander Claudio, who had to endure the handing over of his command to Faustus. Unfortunately for him, his superior's leadership turned out to be more suited to the role. In any case, Claudio still has the death mask of Ollenius with him as a relic, a last pistol and a power sword. Faustus' new personal guard, the command squad, consists of 3 plasma guns and a meltagun. The new unit is still being tested, but so far they seem to know what they are doing. And for an Astra soldier, that already means a lot. As troops, the army is made up of 3 infantry squads you already know. The first is the 362 and its name is Silverhounds, but you already knew that, you gave it to them in the community poll. The infantry squad is a 55 points unit, which means they are without any kind of equipment. The second unit is 005, also called Gunther's Rats. The unit has been following Claudio since the beginning of his journey, and they too are without any equipment. The last unit is the 609, also called the Diehards. Just as their name says, they survived until now despite having lost many men. They too are without equipment.
I won the side choice roll and chose to give Simone the side with the most terrain to limit the line of sight of his tank. Then I deployed my units so that I could easily reach the objectives and stay in cover with the most important pieces.
Unfortunately, I had the most uncomfortable side of the table to deploy. The scenery made it difficult for me to give a good line of sight to the Leman Russ, but all in all, I can't complain. Since I don't know who will have the initiative, I kept Claudio, the command squad and the diehards hidden, while I deployed the other two infantry squads so that I could reach the objectives already in the first round. Reginald and his Liman Ras tower in the center of the battlefield.
Rolling for initiative. Blue dice for Space Marines and grey dice for Astra.
Always a medium dice roll.
And with a better roll than yours, the initiative is mine. During the first round, the Devastator Doctrine is active, improving the armor penetration of my heavy and grenade weapons by 1. In this turn, I doubt I'll manage to charge, so my main focus will be to capture the objectives and shoot Simone with everything I have at my disposal. The first to move are the Outriders, and with their 14 inches of movement, they position themselves near Objective 5, ready to fire on the unit behind the building. Then, the 6th squad moves, and with their 6 inches movement, they can't go very far and remain in the middle of the field. Third to move is the Lieutenant Souther, who conquers the central objective and hides from the sight of the Liman Ras. Finally, the 5th team moves and takes control of Objective 4, thus arriving at 4 control objectives in the first round. The first to shoot are the bikes that target the Cadians in front of them, with 12's attack on 3+. 8 hit, good! With Strength 4 and Toughness 3, I wounded 3. 5 through.
Only 2 Cadians are in cover and I assign the wounds to them, so I have to roll 1 dice at a time to see if they die or not, saving at 5+ thanks to the cover. First saved! Oh no, 1 is dead. The second 2. I have no more models in cover, so now I save at 6. Oh, nice! Considering the firepower of the bikes, it went great.
The 6th Assault Intercessor Squad targets the Cadian infantry in front of them. 5 attacks on 3. Just 2. Wounding at 3. Just 1. I promise. They're way better with the swords than with the pistols.
No one is in cover, so I say with 6 for the -1 penetration. Yeah, predictable. Another one left the battlefield.
The 5th Assault Intercessor Squad also fires on the infantry squad in front of them, and they too make 5 shots at 3. Hitting 4. Wounding with 3. Their aim is definitely better than the others.
Okay, this is problematic. 4 models to save at 6. If only they had cover! It's a massacre, 4 deaths! Guys, send some energy to the unit you have named.
The last one to shoot is the ATV, who splits his weapons. He shoots the Liman Ras with the Multi-Melta and on the infantry squad with the Twin Autobolt rifle, starting with the Liman Ras, 2 shots at 3. Both. Same strength and toughness, so wounding with 4. Rerolling 1 with the command point. Both wound.
I have 2+ save characteristic, but his -5 penetration totally denies it. Please don't hit me hard.
2d6 damage. 9 wounds. It was not hard enough though.
I said don't hit me hard.
Well, he's still alive, isn't he? Moving on with the infantry squad. 6 shots at 3. All but 1. Wounding with 3 for the highest strength. Just 3. Not that bad.
-1 penetration again, so I save with 6. 1 is saved. Well, could have been so much worse. The guard is meant to die, but it is always painful to see them go. In the morale phase, all 3 of my infantry squads have to do the test. As the Silver Hounds are the community infantry squad, I feel a moral duty to save them, so I use the stratagem Fight to Death for 1 command point, which allows me to roll a d3 instead of a d6. In this way, they can automatically pass the test. For the diehards, however, it's another story. Having lost 3 models and having leadership 7, I have to do 4 or less to pass the test. I could have bet my soul they would fail. One of them escapes. Attrition test. For every one I do, another model goes away. 2 other models run away. This unit, diehards, but run fast. Only 4 left. It's time for the Gunther's Reds. Again, I need the 4 or less. That's way better! By cursing his men and waving his helmet menacingly at them, Gunther restored order among the ranks.
At the end of my first round, I earned 2 victory points for the secondary objective Ascend, thanks to my general who controls the central objective.
Andrea's round was heavy. The Liman Ras was badly damaged and the 3 infantry squads are halved, but all in all, it could have been worse. In the command phase I earned 1 command point, which I immediately spent to use the stratagem Jury Rigging. My Liman Ras can't move, but it gains 1 wound, returning to 4, but most importantly, returning to the mid-characteristic range. Gunther's Reds move forward within 3 inches of the central objective in order to challenge Andrea and take him away victory points. The command squad positions himself in such a way as to have line of sight on the ATV and on the leader of the Space Marines, while Claudio joins them ready to give his orders. The Silver Hounds move slightly forward to bring the last guns under half range from the assault intercessors. The Diehards have completely lost their firepower, but perhaps they still have something useful to do. I roll to make them advance. Nice! Fortunately, they want to move. With 12 inches of movement, I move them inside the structure and within 3 inches of Objective 5. And being troops, they have the objective secured ability. This means that Andrea will not receive any victory points from this objective either. At the beginning of the shooting phase, my commanders give orders to the troops. Reginald gives the order pound them to dust to the Leman Russ, which allows it to repeat the number of hits made by the battle cannon. Claudio instead gives the order first rank fire, second rank fire on the Gunther's Reds by making their weapons rapid fire too. The second order goes to the command squad and is take aim, which allows them to reroll the ones to hit in the shooting phase. Very useful for a unit full of plasma guns. It's time to open fire! The Leman Russ targets the ATV with a battle cannon and 3 heavy bolters, while the heavy stabber targets the assault intercessors. 2d6 shots for the battle cannon because the tank didn't move, rerolling the 3 thanks to the order. 8 hits on 4+ due to the wounds. 4 hit, strength 8, toughness 5, winning with 3. I need 1 more, rerolling 1 with a command point. 3 wounded.
With -2 penetration, I need 5s to save. There they are! Only D3 wounds through.
Damn your luck. D3 wounds. Only 2 wounds. The 3 heavy bolters make 9 total hits at 4. I can reroll the ones thanks to the Cadian's trait. 6 hits. Wounding with 4 this time. Just 2 wounded.
-1 penetration this time, so I need 4s to save. Rerolling 1 with the command point. 1 passes, so 2 wounds through, leaving the ATV with 4 wounds. They have a flat tire, but they can still shoot.
In my plans, the ATV should have exploded thanks to the shots of the Leman Russ, but obviously Andrea's luck did not agree. The heavy stabber makes 3 shots at 4 on the assault intercessors. Wow, lucky me, I can reroll the ones.
Not twice though.
Can you hear this sound, guys? It's the sound of my madness growing inside me. Wounding with 4. Moving on. My command squad should have fired everything on the leader, but as the tank failed miserably, they are forced to resolve the situation. The 3 plasma guns fire on the ATV while the Melta gun targets the leader. 3 overloaded shots at 3+ from the plasma guns on the ATV. All through! With strength 8, I need 3s to wound. 2 wounded.
With -3 penetration, I need 2 6s. This will be hard.
No! So close! With 2 wounds per shot, the ATV blows up. The Melta gun makes 1 shot at 3 against the Primaris lieutenant. Perfect! Wounding with 2? That's alright!
I activate the force field that gives him a 3+ invulnerable save for this turn. Damn, he's in serious trouble.
I can kill him! D6 damage, I need a 6! No! Only 2 wounds! This shot could have won the game!
Meh, could have been worse. The ATV should have died with the Leman Russ, so I'm okay with that. And you take this little dice.
The Gunther's Reds try to finish the job by firing on the leader too and making 25 shots at 4 thanks to Claudio's order and the short range. First 15 hits. Only 4 through. The other 10 hits. 5 hit for a total of 9. Strength 3 and toughness 4, wounding with 5. 4 wounds.
No penetration. This means that I save with 2+ thanks to his relic. Easy.
The last to shoot are the Silver Hounds, making 11 shots at 4 on the assault intercessors in front of them. 4 hit. I need 5s to wound. 1 wounded.
No penetration once again, so 3+ save. Oh, please. 1 wound to this unlucky blue guy.
I love this unit, thank you guys.
Wow, at the end of my turn, it seemed that I had already won the game. But Simone, despite the bad rolls, managed to time my victory points and probably he even got ahead. At the end of the round, thanks to the secondary objective Oaths of Moment, I earned 3 victory points, reaching 5 in total. In this turn I lost the only model capable of doing damage to the Liman Ras, but that's not a problem. Luckily in this game the objectives are worth a lot more than the single units. So once I have eliminated his infantry squads, I should be able to win without problems, thanks to the points that I will accumulate in the following rounds. All in all, I can say that I'm satisfied with how this turn went.
Guys, I really wish I had the first round. The game right now would be very different. In any case, I think I did the best I could do in my situation, although with a few more good dice rolls, I could have put myself in a much better situation. However, I managed to take away from Andrea the possibility of taking victory points on the main objectives, and in addition, I gained a lot of points thanks to my secondary objectives. I destroyed the ATV unit in the first round, and Andrea didn't destroy any of my units, so I got 8 victory points thanks to the secondary objective, First Strike. I would say not bad. Now there is the second round to play, and I have to hope that Andrea won't be able to deal too much damage. Good luck to me!
During the second round, the tactical doctrine is active, improving every rapid fire and assault weapons armor penetration by 1. In the command phase, I earned 5 victory points for controlling objective 4 and 1 command point. Then I used the stratagem Orbital Bombardment for 3 command points, and I placed the marker under the Liman Ras. In my next command phase, I roll 1d6 for every unit inside a 6 inches radius from the marker. With 2+, the unit takes d3 mortal wounds, but with a 6, it deals d6 mortal wounds instead. Then my lieutenant moves forward just to hide better from the Liman Ras. The 6th Assault Intercessor squad moves at an acceptable charge distance from the Cadian infantry squad. The other assault squad moves forward to block a possible advance of Simone's unit. Last to move are the bikes, and they position themselves to shoot the Cadians inside the building while preparing the charge. The 5th squad shoots the Cadians in front of them with 1 grenade and 4 pistols. D6 shots for the grenade, just 2. White dice for the grenade and blue dice for the pistols. 6 shots at 3. 4 hit. White dice wounding at 4 and blue at 3. All but 1.
Okay, that's hard. I need to save the white dice at 5 and the grey dice at 6. Oh my! Silverhounds, ladies and gentlemen! Those are your boys!
Now the bikes on the infantry squad in the building with 12 shots at 3. 8 through, wounding at 3 again. 5 wounds.
-2 penetration thanks to his doctrine, so they're just gone. You have done your job. You can die in peace.
The 6th squad does the same as the 5th, but aiming the infantry squad in front of them. So d6 shots for the grenade. 5. White dice for the grenade, 9 attacks at 3. 8 through. White dice wounding at 4 and blue wounding at 3. 4 wounds through.
A lot of dice. I need 5 with the white dice and 6 with the others. Nope, not even 1. 4 deaths. I need to remove my surgeon to be able to have 1 model in range of the objective and 2 models in cover.
Last to shoot is my leader on the infantry squad there. He also throws a grenade, so d6 shots at 3. 6! Hitting goal, that's good. Wounding with 4, just 3.
Saving all at 4 thanks to the cover. All saved! That's nice!
They should be called diehards, not the others. Moving on with the charge phase, my bikes focus the command squad and Claudio.
I have kept my last command point for this moment. The command squad does overwatch on the charging bikes. The command squad is done anyway, so I try to do as much damage as possible. Plasma guns fire overloaded shots. 6 shots with the grey dice and 1 shot from the Meltagun with the white dice, all at 6. With the 1, a plasma gun explodes. But the worst news is that there are no 6s there.
Wait, that's it? That was quick. Charging with the bikes. With 9, I think they succeed. Then they move just outside the range of the bombardment. Next unit to charge is the 6th Assault Intercessor on the infantry squad in front of them, reaching them just barely with a 3 and placing themselves just outside the danger zone. Fighting phase. The bikes are the first unit to fight, splitting their 19 attacks, 13 on Claudio and 6 on the command squad. Starting with Claudio, 13 attacks at 3. 9 hit, wounding with 3, 7 wounded.
I think that's too much. I have to save at least 4 of them with 4+ thanks to the invulnerable save. Damn! So close! Claudio is gone. Mate, you rolled so bad with invulnerable save. Go home and think about this.
And now the 6 attacks at 3 on the command squad. Just right. 3 hits. Wounding again with 3. All wounded.
Saving at 6 for the -1 penetration. And the command squad is gone too. They had just been hired for a new job.
Last fight. Come on guys, crush them. 21 attacks at 3 splitted in 2 groups. First 10 attacks. Rerolling ones thanks to the leader's aura. 8 hits. The other 11 attacks. Rerolling ones. Again, 8 hits for a total of 16 hits. Wounding at 3. Just 11 wounds. Oh dear.
A piece of cake. Saving with 6, I guess. Just joking, guys, they're dead. Bye!
I told you they were good with the swords. At the end of my second turn, I gained 6 victory points for the secondary objectives Ascend and Assassinate, reaching 16.
Apparently, there isn't much of my army left on the battlefield, so I'll have to optimize my movements to try to get as many points as possible and reduce Andrea's points. My only hope is that the Limaras can continue to do damage. Reginald moves away from the central point of the orbital bombardment to avoid taking too much damage and at the same time get inside of the assault intercessors. The Silver Hounds advance and position themselves alongside Objective 4, hoping that the Limaras will be able to eliminate the entire unit of Space Marines. Reginald gives the order "Pound them to dust" to the Limaras, preparing to shoot everything he has on the assault intercessors. The tank starts with a battle cannon, and heavy moved only 3 inches can fire twice. 26 shots. Rerolling the 1 thanks to the order. Of course it's another 1. 6 shots at 4 on the assault intercessors. 4 hit. With strength 8 and toughness 4, I need 2s to wound. 3 wounded.
Since one of my models is already wounded, I have to assign in the shots. He needs 5 to save for the -2 penetration. Nope, he's gone. Now I assign the remaining shots to the model in cover, saving with 4+. Saving the first one, also the second, and all saved.
With the Space Marine only having 1 wound left, there is no need to roll for the number of wounds. 3 heavy bolters making 9 shots at 4+. Okay, amazing dice roll. Is this even legal? Wounding at 3? Oh, at least it wounded.
Saving with 3 thanks to the cover, he's perfectly fine.
Heavy Stabber, 3 shots at 4. Just 1. Wounding at 4? Wounded.
Saving with 2. Oh, come on! His armor can protect him from the battle cannon and the heavy bolter, but not the smaller gun? Anyway, this guy is dead. And he is left with 1 wound. I'm totally fine with this.
Having nothing left to shoot with, my hope of scoring a few more points is gone. The game ends here with the victory of the Space Marines.
Just as Lieutenant Souther Space Marine were about to deliver the final blow to the Purcadians, the Adeptus Administratum sent new information specifying that the coordinates provided were of an Astra regiment to coordinate with, and not the infected one. After this game, I can say that compared to other armies, the Space Marines are kinda unbalanced, or at least in the 500 points match. Let's also say that being able to take the initiative in the first round and the deployment zone in favor, he reached that the game was over before it even started. Despite this, Simone managed to put me in serious difficulty with his strategies. If only the dice had been in his favor.
I think this game was almost entirely dependent on the dice roll for initiative in the first round. If I'd started by eliminating the ATV immediately, I would have been definitely ahead. As for the game, I think I came very close to winning when I tried to kill the General of the Space Marines. If I'd succeeded, Andrea would have been in serious trouble. In any case, I liked the game, and I can't blame Astra Militarum if they are so good at dying. In the end, that's what they do best. And with this, we conclude. As Andrea told you at the beginning of the video, we'll need your help to give a name to the Outriders unit. If you want to have the possibility to name it, write your suggestion in the comments. We will choose the names we like the most and we'll do a community poll so that you can choose between them the final name of the unit. We can't wait to see what names you will choose.
If you like our content and want to help us grow the channel, we have opened an account on the platform Buy Me a Coffee, where you can support us with donations. Any help you can give us to improve the channel is welcome. We are counting on you. The link is in the description. And if you have come this far, write the word 1.5k in the comments to let us know. You are the best, and if you are not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, leave a like and write us in the comments. We are always curious to know what you think.
That's it, guys!
See you next video!